What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel, man. Today we finna be reacting to Trusted Cops Walks Her Home. What he did next was pure evil. He's a bitch. Let's get into it. Come on.
2022, 9:46 p.m. A surveillance camera
It's
at a
lagging.
community
Sorry,
center
y'all.
in Georgia
Stop lagging. Stop lagging. Fuck. Come on.
captured a seemingly ordinary moment. A 16-year-old girl standing and talking to a man in a police uniform.
She's 16. He did something to a 16-year-old. This nigga's fucking weird.
Just a few hundred feet from her home. She had no idea she was being watched. And she had no idea that this grainy footage would become the last confirmed sighting of her alive. What happened in the next few minutes would shatter a family, expose a dangerous predator hiding behind a police badge, and prove that sometimes the very people who swore to protect us are the ones we should fear the most.
He killed
Because
her,
the
bro.
person who abducted Susanna that night wasn't a stranger lurking in the shadows. He was someone the community trusted, someone who patrolled their streets, someone in
That's what I'm saying. It's always the motherfuckers. It's always the cops, right? It's always the Christians. All the people who swear they're their best thing, right? They're, oh, I'm holy. Oh, I'm a cop. Oh, I can't do no wrong. Them niggas be the most fucked up niggas, bro. Christians be walking around swearing. They be swearing they the best person. They always judging a nigga. They be looking at somebody else's window. But when it come to them, they're racist. They're evil. They do all this stuff. They don't see nothing they do. They telling people they're going to hell. Where you think you going, bro? Huh? Like, bro, I'm saying Christians be messed up. Cops be messed up, bro. Bro, niggas just be. Nobody's perfect, bro. That's all I'm finna say.
With a legally carried gun. This is the story of how a police officer became a killer and how a family's worst nightmare became a community's shocking reality.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I was not supposed to watch a video like this today, bro. But I already started it, so let's get into it. I was not supposed to watch no more. I don't want to watch deaths, bro. It fucks with my vibration, bro. So
Earlier that day, Susana Morales had done what any 16-year-old would do on a summer evening. She'd told her mother she was going to visit one friend, then changed plans and went to see another, instead perfectly normal teenage behavior that would later take on tragic significance. The young girl with the bright smile and love for singing had spent the evening at Sterling Glen Apartments, a complex in Norcross, Georgia, just outside Atlanta. Susana was the baby of her family, adored by everyone who knew her. She spent hours practicing makeup tutorials in her room, had recently picked up the ukulele, and filled the house with her singing voice. Her mother would later describe how Susana's music made their home.
and she was beautiful too, my nigga.
That Tuesday evening seemed no different from countless others. Around 10 p.m., Susanna began her walk home, a
She
short
was
trek
beautiful,
of maybe
bro.
half a mile along roads she knew well. Her phone, equipped with the Life 360 tracking application, showed her location in real time to family members who wanted to keep her safe. But safety was about to become an illusion. At exactly 9:46 p.m., the community center camera captured Susana walking along the roadside, unaware that predatory eyes were watching her every step. She appeared calm, unhurried, just a teenager heading home after
Like
spending time with friends.
A weird
Then,
ass nigga, bro.
something went terribly wrong. What happened next would puzzle investigators for months. Susana's phone showed her reaching her neighborhood, getting close to home where she should have felt safest. Her family, monitoring her location, watched as the familiar blue dot approached their street. Then the dot began moving in the opposite direction. At first, the movement seemed normal walking speed. Perhaps she'd forgotten something or decided to take a different route. But then the impossible happened. According to the GPS data, Susana was suddenly traveling at 40 miles per hour. She didn't drive, she didn't have a car, and nobody in her family was expecting to pick her up.
I don't even know
A
what
text
to
message
say.
appeared on her phone. I'm on my way home, but Susanna never arrived. Instead, her phone continued its high-speed journey.
And I
away
don't
from
even know
safety,
what to say about
away
this
from home,
situation, bro. Cause
away from
I don't know
everything
what I
familiar.
would do with my fucking daughter. Like, bro, I would kill this nigga. Fuck jail time, bro. I gotta keep it real, bro. In GTRP, because I'm on Twitch. But, bro, you not. Fuck that K shit, bro. Fuck all that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, my nigga. I'm taking you out, bro. Like, real nigga shit. Like, I know I be trolling on this. I always be playing and not like dead ass, bro. I will take you out, bro. Like, I don't care. I will go to that courtroom, bro. End your shit, bro. I don't care. Like, bro, and I don't even think that's how it works. I'm pretty sure they got security and all that shit. But yeah, I will take you out, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
At 10:30 p.m., One of her friends received a crash alert from the Life 360 application. The phone had stopped moving. It would never move again. Susanna's family began searching immediately, driving the streets, calling her name, hoping against hope that this was all some terrible
I want to
misunderstanding.
say R.I.P. Savannah and R.I.P. to Savannah, and I'm sorry if I sound disrespectful during this video. I'm not trying to disrespect no one, bro. But that bitch ass cop, fuck you, nigga.
And dawn broke on July 27th. Their daughter was gone. Meanwhile, just a few miles away at Sterling Glen Apartments, a 22-year-old police officer named Miles Bryant was going about his evening routine. Bryant worked as a courtesy officer at the complex,
What a
a position that gave him reduced rent in exchange for patrolling the property and keeping residents safe. He was also a sworn officer with the Doraville Police Department and served in the National Guard. To his neighbors, his colleagues, his superiors, Miles Bryant appeared to be exactly what law enforcement should represent: dedicated, conscientious, always willing to help.
Oh,
But
bitch ass
appearances
nigga.
can be devastating.
That's what I'm saying,
deceiving.
bro.
The next morning, July 27th, Bryant contacted police with a concerning report. His service weapon, a Glock 19 pistol, had been stolen from his vehicle. Someone had broken into his truck overnight, he claimed, taking his holster and gun while leaving everything else untouched. The timing was remarkable. Less than 12 hours after Susana Morales vanished,
He
the
a
courtesy
dumbass
officer
nigga,
who
too.
lived at the very apartment complex she'd been visiting was
Nah,
reporting a stolen
what that thing he
firearm.
said that looks are deceiving stuff. I learned that young too, because like I'm gonna keep it real. So I was a young nigga, right? Fucking with some certain girls, right? The girls I was fucking with, right? They were fucking with grown ass men. Mind you, I'm not a grown ass man at the time. She's not a grown ass lady. She's fucking with a grown ass man. And I'm looking like no homo. I'm like, wait, this nigga's not even chopped. Like, I'm not the type of nigga to say that. But I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga look like he can get more girls. Why is he talking to a kid? And that made me realize, like, bro, it don't matter about the looks. You don't have, bro, it don't matter about the looks. If niggas weird, they weird, bro. As simple as that.
But this was just the beginning of Miles Bryant's elaborate deception.
He's a bitch, by the way.
For Susanna's family, the next 6 months were a living nightmare of uncertainty. Tips poured in from across the country, reported sightings in Detroit, Nashville, Gatlinburg. Each lead brought hope, then crushing disappointment when investigations turned up nothing. Police deployed drones, thermal imaging, and aerial surveillance. They conducted undercover operations, worried that Susanna might have been taken into human trafficking networks.
Damn.
Every resource was exhausted, every possibility explored. Her mother, Aura Morales, faced the worst kind of anguish, not knowing. Was her daughter dead? Was she suffering somewhere? Was she trying to come home? The questions haunted every waking moment and invaded every dream. It is the worst possible thing to not have closure.
You mean to tell me you're willing to put a family through all this over lust? You really, bro, that shit come back to you, bro. Like, niggas don't understand all the, like, I did some fucked up shit. I know my karma coming to get me, bro. That's what I'm saying. If something happened to me, bro, that was just my demon, bro. That was just my day. That was my nigga coming to get me. That was me. That was my time. But I ain't gonna do no fucked up ass shit like this. This nigga weird. You got some shit coming for us, nigga. You fucked. The shit you did, my nigga. You out of here. I ain't gonna lie. You. There's no getting worse than touching a kid and killing her, bro. You fucked, bro. Like
my
that
daughter
ass.
may be alive. I hope my daughter is alive.
And then look.
I don't know.
See, look what bro. You putting her whole family through this. You're a weird over lust. You a weird ass nigga, bro.
Emotionally debilitating is not the right two words to use. It's worse than that. Throughout those 6 months, Miles Bryant continued his duties as courtesy officer and police officer. He patrolled Sterling Glen Apartments, the very place where Susanna had last been seen. He carried himself with the same professional demeanor that had earned him respect among colleagues.
What a
No
bitch.
one suspected that the person helping search for the missing girl might be the very person who knew exactly where she was. February 6th, 2023, 6 o'clock in the evening. An off-road enthusiast was exploring remote areas near Drowning Creek Road and Highway 316 in Decatur, Georgia, more than 20 miles from where Susanna had disappeared. What he found changed everything. The victim's remains, tragically decomposed, found across the forest floor. No clothing, no fibers, no forensic evidence remained. Just the evidence of time passed in the Georgia wilderness. The medical examiner would later determine that approximately 95% of Susanna's remains were recovered, but several parts were missing, and without soft tissue, determining cause of death proved impossible. The lack of clothing indicated foul play. People don't simply die without clothing in remote woods without criminal involvement. For investigators, the discovery was both heartbreaking and challenging. They finally had answers for Susanna's family,
Our
but
piece
they
of
also had a
Susanna.
homicide case with precious little physical evidence to work with. That's when they made a discovery that would crack the case wide open.
Like,
About
and
100
then,
feet
like,
from
you was a
Susanna's
grown
remains.
ass man, bro. She's a fucking kid. You literally, I was finna say ruined. You end her life because of lust, bro. That's a fucking kid, bro. Niggas like him, bro. They don't need to put him in the. Bro, niggas like him need to get tortured, bro.
Investigators found something that should never have been there. A Glock 19 pistol, abandoned on the forest floor. It hadn't been buried or hidden. It looked like it had simply been dropped and forgotten. When they traced the serial number, the results were shocking.
This
This
nigga's
was the same
stupid.
weapon Miles Bryant had reported stolen on July 27th,
How
the day
dumb
after
is he?
Susanna disappeared. The same gun that had supposedly been taken from his truck by unknown criminals was now sitting in the woods where a murdered teenager had been found.
Dumbass
The odds
boy.
of this being a coincidence were astronomical. Investigators immediately focused on the courtesy officer, who had seemed so helpful, so concerned, so professional throughout the search for Susanna. They were about to discover that Miles Bryant had been playing an elaborate game of deception from the very beginning.
Like, you really thought you was gonna get
Detective
away with
Carter
killing a kid, bro?
approached Bryant carefully. They needed him to talk, to explain the inexplicable connection between his weapon and the crime scene. But they also had to be strategic. Revealing too much too soon could cause him to stop cooperating entirely. Bryant agreed to come to the station for what he believed was a routine interview about his role as courtesy officer. He had no idea that investigators had already begun unraveling his carefully constructed lies.
Dumbass
We're
nigga.
literally talking to everyone here, Detective Carter explained casually. We're just trying to document everything. We got no leads, man. Hopefully, with your being in the know, with everything going on with the complex, we can maybe put some pieces together. Bryant played his part perfectly at first, suggesting various theories about who might have taken Susanna. He pointed to gang members, transients, suspicious characters who frequented the apartment complex.
Yeah, and that's how, hey,
seemed
that's
to
how it be. You know, little mark ass niggas like him. They like to. It was that thug over there. You see that? I'm a good guy. I got my glasses. I'm a fucking dweeb. I read books and I play video games and I just shoot my guns at my target. I don't do anything bad. I am a fucking nerd. No, bitch. Knock it off, bro. We see between we see between the line, nigga. We know you. Stop trying to like, bro.
To help, concerned about the missing girl, frustrated by the lack of progress in the case. But investigators were watching for something else entirely, the subtle signs that would reveal when Bryant shifted from helpful witness to desperate suspect. While Bryant maintained his facade of innocence, Detective Carter was methodically analyzing phone records that would ultimately destroy every lie the officer had told. Bryant carried 2 phones, his personal device, and a work phone issued by the Doraville Police Department. Both phones created digital footprints that could be tracked through cell tower data, painting a precise picture of his movements on the night Susanna disappeared. What investigators found was devastating to Bryant's claims of innocence. Between 1 and 2 a.m. on July 27th, just hours after Susanna vanished, Bryant's phones were actively making calls from cell towers located near Highway 316 in Decatur, the same stretch of woods where Susanna's body would be discovered 6 months later. Bryant had told investigators he spent that night driving around after arguing with his girlfriend, never mentioning any trip to remote woods 20 miles
Bro, you don't get bitches, bro. You don't get bitches. You should have came up with another lie. You're bitchless, my nigga.
away. But the phone records didn't lie. His device was in the exact location where a murdered girl's remains would later be found. When confronted with this evidence, Bryant's carefully maintained composure began to crack. "Listen to me," Detective Carter said, his voice steady but firm. "Your device was the only one out there. She went missing. She died there. Your gun is there. Your phone is there. This is your moment to talk about it. For the first time, Miles Bryant looked genuinely rattled. The helpful courtesy officer facade dropped away, revealing something much darker underneath. This is terrible, he whispered. Maybe we're a monster. Oh, hell no. Prove it wrong. But the evidence was overwhelming. Bryant's own digital footprint had placed him at the crime scene. His weapon was found near the victim's remains. His story about the stolen gun fell apart under scrutiny. Most damning of all, investigators discovered that Bryant had lied about never having seen Susanna before. Witness testimony revealed that he had actually approached Susanna and her friends previously, offering them rides in his black truck.
You was a grown-ass man, bro. They should have been got this nigga. That's what I'm saying, bro. Once you notice a nigga being a perv, bro, I don't care if it's your teacher, call that nigga out, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, there's so many teachers I should have called out, bro, because I know they would have did it, bro. I called some of them niggas out, though. I ain't gonna lie. It was just so much, bro. Call that nigga out, bro.
Encounters he had steadfastly denied during questioning. If I killed somebody, I would know that, Bryant protested, but his protests rang hollow.
What is TubeBuddy? Let's break it down fast. TubeBuddy is used by over 14 million Koreans.
Hollow against the mounting evidence. The case was far from over, though. Phone records and circumstantial evidence could place Bryant at the scene, but proving murder without a definitive cause of death would require prosecutors to paint a complete picture of who Miles Bryant really was beneath his badge. As investigators dug deeper into Bryant's background, a disturbing pattern emerged. The helpful police officer had been living a double life for years, preying on vulnerable women while hiding behind his uniform in position of trust. Dating back to 2018, Bryant had begun burglarizing homes belonging to his high school classmates, specifically targeting young women. He would steal private items.
Once you see niggas like this is a mark-ass nigga. This is what you call a bitch, bro. A nigga who's only gonna hit a female, rob a female, kill a female. He's only gonna do something to females. He's a bitch. Okay, if you move like him, you are a bitch too. I ain't gonna lie. Niggas like him, I don't know what's like, bro. It don't make you gangster or tough, like, bro. You like, I don't understand niggas, bro. Like, I don't, bro.
Anything that satisfied his twisted compulsions. Even after Susanna's murder, his behavior escalated. Surveillance footage showed him attempting to break into a young woman's apartment while wearing his National Guard fatigues, trying to force open her door despite her obvious fear and resistance. During searches of his digital devices, investigators found evidence that he had been using women's phones to send illicit content to himself, a violation of privacy that revealed his predatory mindset. The evidence painted a picture of someone who had been building toward violence for years. Someone who used his authority and access to target victims, who trusted his badge. But would a jury believe that this decorated officer, this National Guard member with commendations and positive performance reviews, was capable of kidnapping and murder? June 5th, 2024. Almost 2 years after Susana Morales was taken from her family, Miles Bryant faced a jury of his peers in a Georgia courtroom. He was supposed to serve and protect, the prosecutor told jurors during opening arguments. He is one of the people that we should trust to enforce the law, somebody we should hold to a higher standard, but he didn't do any of those things. Instead, he abused the law, and he used his badge and he used his position to satisfy his own predatory impulses. The prosecution's case was built on circumstantial evidence, but it was overwhelming in its totality. Phone records placed Bryant at the crime scene. His weapon was found near the victim's remains. Witness testimony proved he had lied about never encountering Susanna before. Most powerfully, they presented evidence of his pattern of predatory behavior, the burglaries, the attempted break-ins, the escalating violence that had culminated in murder. He is a cop who turned into a killer, prosecutors argued. The defense faced an uphill battle. Their strategy focused on the lack of direct physical evidence, no DNA linking Bryant to Susanna, no definitive cause of death, no eyewitness to the actual crime. You don't have to like my client, defense attorney admitted to jurors. And in fact,
and so my thing is, how much do they pay niggas that sit up and defend these perverts? I don't think you could pay me. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, you couldn't pay. I got morals, bro. You couldn't pay me. I ain't gonna lie, you couldn't pay me, bro. You can. I gotta keep real. I know y'all like, bro. You cap a nigga throw 10 mil and let you real quick. You can nope. I don't think no money in the world gonna help me because I can't stand perverts, bro. I'll kill this nigga, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Conclusion of this trial, you're going to think that he is the most callous, uncaring coward that you have ever seen.
He is.
However, he is not guilty. They suggested alternative theories. Perhaps Susanna had overdosed. Perhaps she had been killed by someone else who coincidentally dumped her body near Bryant's gun. But these theories lacked evidence and credibility. The defense also attempted to portray Susanna as a troubled teenager who might have put herself in dangerous situations. But her friends and family testified that she was a normal 16-year-old who had been safely walking home from a routine visit with friends. After just 2 hours of deliberation, the jury returned with their verdict.
Even if she was a troubled teenager, bro, she's a fucking kid, bro. You don't even know yourself when you're a kid, bro. You're still trying to figure yourself out, bro. So yeah, knock that shit off. I ain't gonna lie. This bean head ass nigga is a bitch.
Count 1, malice murder. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty. Count 2, felony murder. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty. Kidnapping. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty. Miles Bryant was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The jury had seen through his lies and recognized him for what he truly was, a predator who had used his badge as a hunting license. For Susanna's family, the verdict brought some measure of justice, but it could never bring back their beloved daughter and sister.
Nigga's weird, bro. Nigga took us.
I knew at that moment that we got him, Detective Carter reflected. We had done our job. No one's above the law, and he got what he deserved. But the case raised disturbing questions about how someone like Miles Bryant had been able to operate for so long without detection. How had his department missed the warning signs? How had the apartment complex failed to properly screen their courtesy officers?
Because they show favoritism, bro. They think they can just do everything, bro. Cops, bro, I'm telling you, they be the most evil niggas, bro. Cops and Christians, bro. Bro, why you hating on the Christians? I already know it's gonna be some Christians on my dick about this video, but my nigga, listen. Here's the thing. I'm not saying all Christians are like that. Some of y'all cool as hell. But for the bitch ass niggas, they know what I'm talking about. You a bitch, bro. Like, listen, I'm tired of niggas like, bro.
Susanna's family has filed a civil lawsuit against Sterling Glen Apartments, arguing that they should have conducted more thorough background checks before giving Bryant access to vulnerable residents. Their battle for accountability continues, driven by their determination to prevent other families from experiencing their devastating loss. The murder of Susanna Morales exposed uncomfortable truths about predators who hide behind positions of authority. Miles Bryant wasn't some shadowy stranger lurking in alleys. He was someone the community trusted, someone who wore a uniform and carried a badge, someone who had sworn an oath to protect and serve. His crimes remind us that evil can wear any face, carry any credentials, and hide behind any institution. The very qualities that should make someone trustworthy: authority, access, community respect, can become weapons in the hands of those who abuse them. For law enforcement agencies, Bryant's case serves as a stark reminder of the importance of thorough background checks, ongoing psychological evaluation, and vigilant supervision of officers. One bad actor doesn't just destroy lives, they undermine public trust in all the good officers who genuinely serve their communities with honor. Detective Carter, who led the investigation, reflected on the broader implications. Just like any profession, you could run into having a bad egg. As a law enforcement officer, your job is to protect others who cannot be protected. This is a very sad case, apparently, of an officer who was not doing it for the right reasons. The investigation also highlighted the crucial role of modern technology in solving crimes. Without cell phone tracking data, without surveillance cameras, without digital forensics, Miles Bryant might never have been caught. But technology alone wasn't enough. It took dedicated investigators who refused to accept easy answers and kept pushing for the truth.
Another thing I want to say, first off, RP this girl. She didn't deserve this shit. But yeah, be careful, bro. That's why I don't even leave the crib no more. I ain't gonna lie, I be in the crib, bro. But you gotta be careful, bro. I ain't gonna lie, because this shit is like, there's some sick ass niggas out here, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Once y'all see me not even looking at the camera no more, you know I'm tired, bro. On my soul, you know I'm tired. But yeah, take care of your daughter, your sister. Protect your Protect the females in your family, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause there's some weird ass niggas out here. I know this ain't their fault, but I'm just saying, bro. This is fucked up, bro. And tell your loved ones you love them, bro. Cause you never know who's gonna go, bro. Could be anybody.
Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of this tragic case is the courage shown by Susanna's family throughout their ordeal. During the trial, her mother Aura and sister Jasmine testified about their loss, sharing their pain with a courtroom full of strangers in hopes of securing justice. When asked how long she had waited for news about her daughter, Aura Morales answered in a voice breaking with emotion, "Almost 7 months." Asked what went through her mind when she heard Susanna's body had been found, she replied through tears, "I did not want that news. I was waiting for her, and I'm still waiting for her." Their strength in the face of unimaginable loss inspired investigators to work tirelessly on the case. Detective Carter admitted that having a daughter the same age as Susanna made the investigation deeply personal for him, driving him to pursue every lead and examine every piece of evidence. The case also
She was a little girl, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga, bro? Like, I ain't gonna lie. This world is, bro, this is hell, bro. This is hell, bro. That's what I be saying, bro. Niggas be like, bro, you going to hell. Bitch, we already here.
Demonstrated the vital importance of community involvement in solving crimes. The off-road enthusiast who discovered Susanna's remains, the witnesses who remembered Bryant's suspicious behavior, the technology that preserved digital evidence, all contributed to building a case that brought a killer to justice. Miles Bryant will spend the rest of his life in prison, removed from society where he can never harm another innocent person.
No, fuck all that. We finna look up Miles Bryant. What? That's his name? He said Miles Bryant? I know some niggas that, boy, telling you. Not Bridges. Somebody need to take his head off, bro. I ain't gonna. Shit crazy, bro. Little ass kid, bro.
Continue to reverberate through the lives he shattered Susanna's family, who will never be whole again. His fellow officers, who must work to rebuild trust he helped destroy, and the community that learned too late that the person they trusted to keep them safe was actually their greatest threat. Susanna Morales should be alive today, pursuing her dreams, making music, bringing joy to her family. Instead, she became a victim of someone who perverted everything his badge was supposed to represent. Her memory deserves better than that. It deserves a commitment to ensuring that those entrusted with our safety are worthy of that trust. The case reminds us that in our modern world, predators don't always lurk in obvious places. They can be the courtesy officer patrolling your apartment complex, the helpful authority figure offering assistance, the uniformed professional you're taught to trust. Recognizing this.
Hey, call me a bitch, but I don't think I can kill a female unless she try to backdoor me. Then I'm. But yeah, I don't think I can kill a female, bro. That shit's fucked up. I wouldn't, bro. They too pretty, bro. They're too innocent to me, bro. I know all girls aren't innocent, but like, it's like, bro. I know it's like. I know y'all like, bro. So you'll kill a nigga? If he try, hell yeah. In GTRP, he's gonna get put under. It's simple as that. But yeah, it's just crazy to me, bro.
Reality isn't about becoming paranoid or suspicious of all authority. It's about remaining vigilant and teaching our children to trust their instincts, even when someone appears trustworthy. Miles Bryant thought his badge would protect him, that his position would place him above suspicion. He was wrong. Justice may sometimes move slowly, but it rarely fails to arrive for those patient enough to pursue it with dedication and courage. And while nothing can bring Susanna Morales home, her family can take some comfort in knowing that her killer will never harm another innocent person. In the end, That may be the most fitting tribute to a young woman whose life was cut tragically short, ensuring that her death helped prevent other families from experiencing the same devastating loss. The last surveillance footage of Susanna shows her walking confidently toward home, unaware of the danger ahead. Today, that image serves not just as evidence in a criminal case, but as a reminder of how precious and fragile life can be, and how important it is to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Miles Bryant failed in that most fundamental duty. He chose predation over protection, personal gratification over public service. His conviction ensures he will pay the ultimate price for that choice, spending the rest of his life behind the same kind of bars he once put others behind. Justice for Susana Morales has been served, but her memory lives on a bright light, extinguished too soon, but never forgotten by those who loved her, or by the investigators who fought to bring her killer to justice.
Oh, I know this one is crazy. She trusted her favorite cousin. I know that one's crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. You made us friendly with like, comment, subscribe, turn the post notification, follow every single platform, and we're gone.
Yo, they tell the truth. You don't even gotta lie to me. Always feel alone. I think that's my anxiety. Do it on my own. Don't need no one on inside of me. Bitches on my phone. Always trying to go and play with me. Yeah, I want it hard. I don't want that shit the easy way. She so top cheese. Yeah, I want that bitch to argue.